is Natalie Mendez explaining my code for Take Home Quiz 2, Problem 3. And this problem asks us to draw 3 diagonal 100 by 100 squares using a turtle program. So first thing we did here is I imported the turtle and assigned this WN to the turtle.screen, and that is going to give me my window object. This following line of code is going to assign the window background screen color, and I went ahead and assigned that to a valid color, which is green. This third line of code, I defined the turtle to Tess, and then I went ahead and I gave Tess a color, which is magenta. It's a very common color that we've used in class that I've known to be a valid color. Then I assigned Tess's pen size to be 3, and I did that because in the prompt for the question, the line that they use looks to be very thin, so I assigned that to be a 3 to match that model that's asked for on the quiz. Here below, I am defining my function for Tess, and I use SQR just because that's what the problem asked us to use for defining the function. So here there are some parameters. I've done T for whichever turtle we're going to be using, and then the size for what size we want the turtle to be. This line of docstring is just basically describing the function. So it's just saying this function down here is going to be turtle T draws a square of size. And that basically means that Tess T is going to draw a square of size 100, which is what the problem is asking. And here I set up a for loop, so there's going to be 4. The for loop is going to be from 1 to 4. So it's basically going to do this 4 times, this function 4 times, and that is going to basically make a square. So Tess is being told to go forward, size of 100. So she's going to go forward 100, and then she's going to make a left 90 degrees, and that's going to happen 4 times. And when that happens, it creates a square. So here, after I've defined, this is, T, this is size, I want it to do that 4 times, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assign, put in values for that function, so that this inner function is going to be Tess doing, Tess, the turtle that we defined up here, is going to be doing a size of 100 in order to make a square of 100 by 100. So when I put down this function, that's going to give me my first square. And then what I'm going to do is, when I do that, and I wonder if I can, I'll just explain it. So when I first do that, it's going to basically give me a square, and the function is going to be at the bottom right corner. I'm sorry, bottom left corner. I wish I could show you this. Perhaps I could just do this to show you really quick what is going to happen here. I wish I knew a shorter way to do this, but unfortunately I don't know how to do it on a Mac. I know how to do it on a PC. But Mac just likes to be difficult. So I'm gonna go ahead and just feel free to skip through a couple seconds so you don't have to go through this. So here you see Tess drawing a square, exactly what my function had told it to do, a 100 by 100 square. So this Tess is now basically waiting patiently at the bottom of this square, the bottom left corner. And what we want her to do is basically pick up her pen, move 100, and then move another 100 up. So, but what we're really doing here is we're moving over 100. We're making a 90-degree left-hand turn to then move another 100 feet. And then we'll be ending up here again. So then I will show you step by step how this happens. So then we're gonna, so like I said, we want Tess to pick up the pen. We want her to go forward 100. We want her to make a 90-degree left-hand turn and then go forward another 100. Now, when we do that, Tess is going to be facing a way that I don't want her to. So I want her to turn that her position to the right 90 degrees so that she's facing eastward. And then we want her to put the pen down in that area. And I'll show you what that looks like. There we go. She goes up. And then now you can see that the pen is facing eastward. And I did that because now we want to make that additional 100 by 100 square right here. So, which we have a function, the original function mapped out to do that already. So then we're gonna take that off of comment, and Tess is now gonna draw another 100 by 100 square, as you can see. So boom, 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 just like before. So basically now, just like before, this was facing this way right here. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to get back into this position over here, exactly like how we did here. And we want her to aim eastward again. So basically we just go ahead and copy this same direction for her to go ahead and do that over again. It's important that she puts the pen down. She picks up the pen, does this, and then puts the pen down, or else nothing will happen. So we'll go ahead and execute that command again to show you what that looks like. So there's the first square. Then we have change position. She does the square again, change position, and then she's back to this top right corner, ready for another command facing eastward. And then that makes it really easy for us to just execute this square command again. So then she draws the third square. Oops. There we go. She's drawing it. Now the I could say that this is done, but the prompt is very specific on that. It wants this her cursor to be pointing eastward on this top right corner. So just like before, we did that earlier. So we had her pick up the pen, move forward, move left 90 degrees, and then move forward another 100, and then right. So basically, she just does that big that big turn, and then she faces her cursor right, and then we put the pen down so that we see her drawing it. And then you'll see here how that is executed. And there she is, facing eastward, um, ready to make that next square. However, our problem only asks us to do 3 squares, so I can go ahead and just finish up there. And basically, that's it. Just gonna go over a couple of just basically going over the code, meanings and what they mean. So this, again, this turtle.screen is our window object. This WNBG color is our background. This is just us defining Tess. This is defining Tess's color, defining Tess's pen size. This is us defining our function with the T and size parameter. Here is our for loop saying we want this to happen 4 times, and we want Tess to go forward a size of whatever we decide, whatever we define it to be, and we want her to go left 90 degrees again 4 times. And this function, we are basically able to plug in values here, um, and we're telling it to for Tess. Defined up here to do this function basically with a size of 100 by 100. This will draw the initial square. Test.pu is like basically test pick up your pen. Test.forward is obviously her walking forward this size amount. Test left has to do with the angle in which you want her to turn her cursor. Test goes forward again, whichever size we decided to do, but here we did 100. And right again, test right is a 90-degree angle, and then pen down so that she actually writes the command that we want her to do. So basically, that this is just all doing that over again a couple of times so that we get those 3 squares. And that basically that goes over the functions and what they mean. And yeah, so thank you so much for listening.